and gentlemen, it's time!
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. What up, everybody? It's time. It's Friday night, right? Who's out there? Who's ready? Who's ready for the big show? So we gonna get live. My DJ, Ron Du, how you feeling?
Feeling good. No complaints.
That's always good to hear. So are you ready for the show?
Yep, ready.
It's been a long week, man. Tired. But you know, we ain't gonna let y'all down. Gotta bring y'all the vibes. So where everybody at tonight, feel free to hit us up. Feel free to call in if you got questions, 786-531-9375. Or you can log in at mixcloud.com, download the app, and you can catch us right from the phone. You can come in and we got a chat going on. You can ask your questions there. Shout out to everybody that's our normal listeners. Shout out to DJ Dave Jordan, wherever you at. Shout out to Frankie. Shout out to Ace Impact. This show is brought to you by Boom Bap Mondays with Ron Du at 10 p.m. until Bull Expo. So we're going to get busy. I'm going to let my DJ get busy as I queue up my Instagram Live.
Condition itself is not enough. And it is because of our effort toward getting straight to the root that people oftentimes think we are dealing in hate.
These niggas need to start talking. I beg no pardons. Tell me how our civilization's dissolving. Tell me why my people's getting scars and seeing bars when everybody else is simply dodging. Tell me how my melanin or the skin I'm in makes me a thug or any other synonym. Tell me why
Yo, who's that? Who's that dope artist right there?
Continue to get their licks in. Tell me.
The song is called Tell Me by yours truly, Ron Du.
Tell me why you taught lies from day one. The books your liaison and took lives like they done.
Hip-hop at its finest. Pure art.
Favoring Satan. Tell me why you want to separate. Cause when we separate, you make it your mission to see the end of it. Tell me why you occupy places my people fought and died. Funeral homes where mothers often cry. Tell me. Tell me why I get more time for the same crime, but not the same fine, and you all claim justice is blind. Tell me why I gotta be scared and prepared to tell my young boys that America will never be fair. Tell me why I gotta buy a home here and not there, and my credit score is soaring way up in the air. Tell me why I'm doing your job, it's so hard to do yours and mine. In the end, I'm getting no reward. Tell me. Tell me why my pride makes me un-American, but yet a white supremacist can defecate on veterans. Tell me why we got a businessman for president, a sicko when it's evident who's not working for betterment. Tell me how the privilege really ain't privilege. The land of the privileged don't need a pilgrimage. Tell me why I gotta spit rhymes like these, cross my eyes, dot my T's, let these truths set us free. Tell me.
That's right, we are here live tonight. As we warm it up, what you got for us tonight, Rondo?
So the only way
What do
we're
you
going
want?
to get
What you
some
want?
of this
What do you want?
What do I want?
and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together
Some New World.
against the common enemy.
Or some R&B. You just put some 90s R&B, something like that.
Some 90s R&B? All right, right after this joint right here.
Fucking takeover. This rap game's kinda, I don't know, full of motherfuckers that just really don't know how to flow. And in my opinion, all these motherfuckers gotta go. Let me let you in on my plan, it's diabolical. They write checks that their ass is never cashing. So I'll make examples so they never make that trash again. It's all part of the boy and part of my master plan. And you need magic to escape like the prisoner of Azkaban. Number one, you wax on your guns. Why keep a strap around my waist like a cummerbund? I'll hit them with the heat, it's hotter than the summer sun. So when they finish their raps, they only claps it from a gun. Fucking idiots. So this movement will be immediate. You deserve death.
All right, we setting the mood. We're gonna hit you with some R&B, some old school. Try to warm this thing up.
That's just a small portion of the torture that awaits you.
Hey,
Yo, Floor, allow me to introduce Fall the Deuce, Noose from the type beat produce. What does he choose to use in which format? And on that note, had me thinking he's flipping throwbacks.
It's been a rough week.
Nobody knows that. A wicked scheme is
Tropical storm
ruined.
out there, wetting up everything.
Leaving them feeling ruined.
Surfside building collapse.
Seem to falling asleep, deep like in a trance. He advances with pure technique. Don't speak.
Never a dull moment.
Strange, just like the Playboy's more ironic than bubonic. Dude is iconic.
So what's up? What's on your mind out there?
It's ghastly. His production is nasty. So lastly, let's put this plan of yours together. Whatsoever we endeavor, make sure that it's clever. To sever empires, willing to cease entire fleets that never aspire. So bring him out as Mr. Blackfire.
See the fire on, now run. See you want work to done, it can't done. See the Batman, it just a come. Everybody know, yeah, check your song. When the fire start on, now run. You see you want work to done, it can't done. See the Batman, it just a come. And the TS, you don't run.
I'm in the back, y'all could play the front. I'm a wait and hunt, down you sorry excuses. I'ma make it blunt. There's no intelligence scanning and see no relevance. Damning the youth with negligence, so having is evidence that I care. It's not fair, I declare war on these radio programmers, and I'm sure they got no love for the culture, it's just a paycheck. I know like 45 artists that they ain't play yet, and they will never play unless they get some pay or kickbacks. I kick facts, I hope one day that I open and say we're coming to our senses and make it great again like America's picket fences. But until then, the war is on. Ain't no sparring here going on, strictly trying to right a wrong. Then all together we can write a song. Not an officer of the law, but all my peoples need to ride along.
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. All right, let's get a warm welcome.
Yeah, warm applause for our
Warm
guest.
welcome for our guest here. Vince from Vince Fit at Vince Fit Don't Quit on Instagram. So what's happening, my brother?
Not much.
I got you on the show.
Family inside relaxing. Just came out, hang out with y'all fellas.
Appreciate it,
Yeah, definitely
man.
appreciate that.
So I'm just gonna say, I follow you. I see you working out all the time. Those crazy workouts, Those beastly workouts, man. If you guys want to see some real workouts, follow Vince on Instagram, and you guys will see some stuff. He does some not typical stuff, man. What is that pull-up bar that I always see you pulling and swinging and pulling up on?
I actually built that rig. It's a rig that I built outside of my house. So it's a pull-up rig, or a rig that you can use to do pull-ups, strict, kipping. You see me doing bar muscle-ups. That's what you're talking about.
That's what you call it when you swing? Because I've never seen that before. It's like you swing and you pull up. So is that just training to keep for part of your training, or that's just something you just like to do?
No, it's a part of my training, man. That whole swinging motion is actually called kipping.
Kipping,
Yeah,
okay.
no, that from gymnastics.
So you know, okay. That's something, I learned something new. Because I just watch and I'd be like, damn, I know I can't do it, but, you know. So other than that, how the family, man?
The family's doing well, man. I can't complain.
All right.
Everyone's happy. Everyone's eating. We got a house over our head, clothes on our back, and we moving forward.
Amen.
Hey, that's the name of the game, man. So, yeah, we got you here. I'm giving you your shout out, man, because I follow you. I see you. I see you be doing big things for the family, with the kids all the time, and that's a positive thing. And those type of things that we trying to promote here. So, you know, we love it.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I see you. I've been following your podcast a little bit. I know you guys mix it up. I like that one lady from she from the Bahamas, or maybe it was St. Vincent or St. Croix.
What were we talking about?
The cryptocurrency lady.
Oh yeah, that was my homegirl from Freeport. Actually,
Bahamas. Yeah,
she's from my neighborhood. I grew up with her, so yeah. And
okay.
She's a real hustler, man. She's a real hustler. She's doing that thing. She's heavy into that. And we learned a little bit. Then, you know, we get little bits and pieces, you know, from each show. We get something from everybody, and we try to build on it and try to promote it, man. So, you know, that digital currency, that was a real good episode we had out there. So you got this home gym. So what's really going on here?
So it's kind of crazy, man. I mean, ever since I really seriously got into doing fitness for what I would call longevity, so that way I'm able to constantly be active and constantly have energy and all the other benefits that being active comes along with that you really don't think about. Is something that I wanted for myself and my family. So a few years ago, I was introduced to CrossFit, and I began to do that for heavier. Once you kind of start doing CrossFit, if you're competitive or you have some kind of, you know, sports background or something, or, you know, you just want something to do to benefit you in so many aspects, CrossFit kind of melts it all together. So CrossFit is a combination of gymnastics, bodybuilding or lifting weights, cardio, swimming, biking, you know, almost a majority of the high-end sports with gymnastics, which makes it the most difficult because, as we all know, most people are not flexible.
Yeah,
not at all. Not at all.
So flexibility and mobility is probably an underrated thing when it comes to your health and being able to, you know, do almost anything. You know, even just squatting down properly to pick up your young baby. You know, you could easily hurt yourself.
Trust me, I know.
Especially when you get older, when was the last time you stretched? The only time you stretch is when you're in pain, right?
Yep. Yep.
So as simple as it sounds, it's being active just is a good thing. So I built the home gym, man. All right, it's still in the works, but I have pretty much everything that I need. I don't really need anything else, but I built a home gym, which is something I started working on about 3 years ago. So I slowly took my time and accumulated the things that I have. And thank goodness I did, because as we all know, last year when the pandemic came in, they shut everything down.
Mm-hmm. But you were good to go.
Oh yeah, I was solid, you know. Everybody's asked me if I'm selling my stuff, and look, I'm not selling anything. and I can make a pretty penny off of it, but money isn't worth what. Like I said, I'm in here for the longevity of things, and then I have young children, and something that they can. And my wife, everyone can freely come out here, feel comfortable, and do whatever it is that they want. I got, dumbbells, kettlebells, the bike. I got a rack that I can do several different things. You ever heard of a yoke?
No. What's that?
All right. So you ever seen? I know everyone's probably seen strongmen, like when they do the strongman competitions.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see them doing all that craziness. So the yoke is like a big H frame. So that's it right there. It's got a clothes and all that stuff hang up on it. But it's adjustable to do different things. So I use it as a squat rack, so I can do front squats, back squats, set it up and do strict presses and other dynamic or mono movements. And then I could actually set the entire thing up, and there's down here there's 4 poles that go around on each side, and you can add weights to it, and you pick it up on your back and you walk it.
The whole rack?
The whole rack with
wow.
the weights.
Oh, okay. See there?
So,
wow.
So where you got all these routines that you do from? Did you make your own workout, or you just took a few pieces from here and from there?
Yeah, everything. Actually, a lot of times when I'm doing stuff at home, I just randomly make things up. I kind of listen to my body. I'm like, I haven't done this in a while, so let me jump on there. But I would say 90% of the time, I always have something that has cardio to go along with it, even if I'm lifting. So bodybuilders, they go to the gym, right? They do a set, 8 to 12, depending on the rep scheme, and then they take like 2-3 minutes rest. I don't know what that is. I'll be bored out my mind.
Is that bad to take that long a rest?
Well, it all depends on what you're doing. If you're doing bodybuilding, have at it, but I'm not trying to do bodybuilding. I'm already a big dude.
So yours is more of a circuit where you don't stop?
Correct. For the most part, yep. So they got different things you can do. AMRAP, which is every as many rounds as possible, so I can pick, let's say, 3 movements, whatever those movements are, and I say, okay, I'm going to do it for 14 minutes. And I just see how many rounds I can get. Or I can do something we call an EMOM, which is EMOM, every minute on the minute. And I can choose 5 different movements that I'm going to do. And every minute on the minute, I switch. And I do the EMOM for whatever amount of time, 5, and I want to do 5 rounds of it. I set it for 25 minutes. Or if I want to do 6 rounds and include 1 minute rest after I do the 5 movements, so 30-minute workout. And those are very effective workouts because you do things for 5 minutes and then you get the 1 minute rest. And when that 1 minute comes around, you'll be happy as hell.
So you're doing one particular exercise for 5 minutes straight?
No, so let's say I do dumbbell snatches for 1 minute, then I do push-ups the next minute, then I do sit-ups for another minute, or I do, air squats, or I, clean and jerks for a minute, then I get a minute rest.
Got you.
And then that minute's up, and then I jump back into it. But yeah, home gym is something that I think everybody should have at least something. You don't need all the things that I have, but for what I do, it's beneficial to have it.
Okay. So I see you it always looks like you're doing a competition. You in a league, or what is that I be seeing when you're on the ground?
I did it's not always a competition. So a majority of the time I'm at either my house working out, or I go to Armor CrossFit. So I go over, I'm normally at the gym, and a lot of the stuff you see me doing is actually accessories. So that's not even the workout. Oh. But sometimes it is the workout. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you just see me lifting and working on my cleans, or doing back squats, or sometimes you actually see me doing what we call the WOD, workout of the day. So
yeah, I haven't seen you post that lately, man.
Yeah, man, I've been so busy with business and family and work and studying and everything else under the sun. I was up. In fact, 2 nights ago, I was out and I didn't get to bed till 1. I was out working because the transmission on my van was slipping, so I was out there working on that.
You a mechanic too, man?
Nah, just a little bit.
A transmission, that sounds like some serious work.
That ain't like work. Transmission ain't like work, man. That ain't like changing brake pads and, me, I go right as far as whatever I can reach, I try to fix.
Yeah.
If it involves going in and taking a whole bunch of stuff out, I ain't trying it.
Yeah.
No, if it's on the service, I'll try it.
I'm pretty much the same for the most part. I can get a little bit in depth with certain things, but because I'm so busy, it's really not even worth my time to dive into certain things. But what was going on with the transmission was slipping from first going into second, which is most people, when their transmission goes bad, that's what happens. You drive and then you get it revs up real loud and then it slams into the second gear.
Yeah.
And the reason being that is because most people drive their vehicles hard. If you think about it, most of the time you're punching the gas is from when the car's at a dead stop, right? So when you do that, even in your personal vehicle, over time for automatic, which the majority of vehicles are, you're really damaging your transmission. And at some point, if you have a vehicle long enough, it's going to slip from first to second. So as crazy as it sounds, when you go to buy a vehicle, you prefer to buy it from an older person, because old people don't drive their vehicles hard. We all know that for the most part, right?
Yeah.
They take care of it. They're not stepping in the gas off the bat like it's a race, like it's a Kentucky Derby, So taking care of the vehicles and driving them, like you need a vehicle, it will last you so much longer and you won't damage your transmission. That simple thing alone literally could stop a majority of transmission jobs in the world. People stop punching the gas off the bat, or driving and they're accelerating and they're like, oh, I'm not going fast enough, and then they step in it and then you feel that little jump.
You get that,
it's just,
that little jerk, that jerk.
Yeah.
Everybody head go back.
Yeah. So at first it's fine, and then 60, 70, 80,000 miles later, you've done it for so many times. I mean, it's a machine. Something's going to go wrong, and then there goes $4,000 or $5,000 out your pocket.
For sure.
Yeah, I remember those days, boy.
Yeah, and it's never the same.
Yep.
So tell me about.
I just dropped the pan and changed the filter and drained the oil, which I could drain out the bottom. Probably 30 to 40% of the oil, because most of it sits in the torque converter, unless you really drop the transmission, and then you can empty it all out, obviously. But I just dropped the pan and whatever is down in the reservoir at the bottom that's down there, drain that off, and then put a new filter in there, put the pan back on. Normally it's between 14 and 20 volts depending on the vehicle, and then I just added which is about 4 to 5 quarts you'll drop depending on the size of the vehicle, and I just refilled it with that and some transmission slip stuff, and it helped and it worked for a little bit. It's still slipping, so I'm still gonna have to get another tranny, but it's better. It's way better than before.
Yeah, it's time to drop that car off on somebody. Oh, so tell us about CrossFit, man. I know at one point you were saying you wanted to buy CrossFit. So how serious you was with that, and how far did you get with that?
I was serious, as you know a little bit about business. You don't have to have the money to buy a business, right? As long as you can look at their balance sheet and show that it's making a profit, and things are functioning in place. And as long as you have some business acumen behind yourself and some desire, a bank or anybody is willing to give you a loan, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
They gonna make some money.
That's it. At the end of the day, they're like, all right, well, we can charge them 5%, let's say, and CrossFit is generating $1 billion, and their expenditures are $350 million. They're like, that's a $650 million profit this guy's turning. And whatever the cost is, they know they're going to get their money. CrossFit ain't losing. Their expenses, based on what I see and know, is not that much. When they do their big events, large events, yeah, they spend millions. I understand all of that. But the community of CrossFit is, a lot of it is like free labor, because a lot of the judges they're volunteering. And it's and the way CrossFit is presented and pushed, it's the community. So people volunteer, tons of people volunteer and be involved, just because they're willing to get close to an athlete or take a picture. Or some of the judges are paid, obviously, not all of them are, but that's a very minor percentage of the judges that are paid to judge CrossFit. So I was dead serious. I mean, I would literally be worth probably $500 million overnight.
So did you get in touch with the owner of CrossFit? So buying CrossFit is really just buying the brand, right? Because, I mean, anybody can set up their own. You got Vince Fit. So,
Correct.
Eventually you can get the CrossFit level.
Correct. So, but they own the brand. So Greg Glassman was the person that stamped the name CrossFit. So that was his brand. He ended up selling it because of a bunch of issues that was going on, and was kind of in his best interest to walk away, even though he's the person that created it and helped to build it to what it is. But he was basically, all the people that were participating and were the faces of CrossFit basically were saying they weren't willing to deal with him in the position that he was. And the only position they wanted, especially with this culture nowadays, is they wanted him out. They didn't want him to have any piece of it at all, even though he's the one that it's his business.
So he got caught with cancel culture?
Oh, very much so. But and he had an opportunity to clarify the craziness he said, or the way he said what he said, but he did not. And when he responded after everybody got on him, he only made the situation worse for himself. So yeah, I was very serious in buying it. And I sent an email, a couple of people sent me different things, and I tried those avenues to contact, but to no avail, no response, which I'm not shocked by, but it is what it is. If you don't take a shot, you won't make it, right?
Okay.
Yep.
So the next move is just outgrow them and run them out the gym, right?
No, I have several different things I'm working on, as always, but it's tough because it's always time consuming, and I can only do but so much.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like that, like I need another me, another 3 me's.
I'm gonna tell you something. Every business person feels that way. Every single one wishes they could duplicate themselves, because guess what? You're not quitting. You're not giving excuses. You're not calling in. Even when you're sick, you're working, because it's your baby and you know what you're trying to do with it. And nobody else is going to feel that way.
Yeah. And
nobody
else is going to see the vision.
Exactly. Even if you pitch them the vision, it's still not their vision.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? You are willing to put in the effort that you're willing to put in because it's yours. You'll get 4 hours sleep and get up and function. It's you. You're the one at the end of the day that's doing it most of the time for some kind of financial gain, which will benefit you in so many other ways.
Oh yeah.
All these other people, even if you're hiring them, let me say it this way. No matter how much you pay somebody, they will always feel that they should get more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at some point, you can pay somebody $250,000 a year to do something for you, whatever that something is. And at some point, they're going to feel that they're not being paid enough. But at the end of the day, they're not the ones that's taking the risk. Mm-hmm. It's not their money, that's on the line. It's not their reputation per se that's on the line. But yet they feel that in their little brain, they feel that they're some kind of partner. But the partnership is you agree to this salary, and every week or 2 weeks or once a month, I'm cutting you this check.
Yeah.
Because I'm taking the risk. You're not.
They don't really.
Say again?
They don't see the inner workings and what you got to go through, and then all those behind the scene parts, late nights and the research, and they don't see none of that.
No, they don't see it, and they honestly don't care. They don't see it and don't care. They can't feel it because they're not doing it and they have never done it.
Yeah, you're right.
So most people, I was having a discussion with my accountant today, and most people, I told him, and he had, he was very shocked by some of the things that I say. But most people are sheep. Most 85%? People are sheep.
Yeah.
Say again?
How does that go?
So 85% are sheep. Yeah.
I don't even know. 85 sounds low to me.
They're low?
Well, you got the other 10 that's tricking everybody.
Yeah, so they're somewhat, let's just go with the 85%. You said 10% is tricking them. Well, they're leaders as well. They just are corrupt for whatever reason. Yeah. Because obviously they have the ability to get people to follow them, spend money with them, do things for them. But yet they choose to do it, the wrong way, and you can be successful but greed is what ends up getting most people, I would assume, when they get to a certain level. But I also understand that a lot of them are like that because they work so hard to get to that level, and they feel that they deserve some of the things that they deserve, and sometimes it comes across the wrong way, or somebody that's opposing them knows or is very good at words and knows how to twist the words and make people feel a certain way about that person that has somehow found a way to become successful. Right? And you can look at it in all kind of ways, politics.
You have people that just talk, don't be knowing what they're talking about.
Oh yeah,
and they'll just say the most negative thing and just assume, you did it, you got something because you stole, or you did this, or you did that, and oh man, and they spread news.
It's crazy. And you're absolutely correct, man. You're absolutely correct. But it's crazy because let's just say, you have your thing going, right? 10 years down the road, for whatever reason, because of your hard work and your persistence and your networking, you become, I don't know, you're worth $100 million, let's say, right? Overnight, because sometimes it's not overnight, it's just that you built yourself to the point and then all of a sudden you finally get whatever that big break is, and now the money is just flowing, right? Somebody will see you and be like, they'll be jealous of you.
Oh yeah.
Even though you're 10 years in, and it took you 10 years to finally get that big break that you're looking for, and now they just see you like, you have all this money, and the jealousy is outrageous. And there's absolutely no need for it. Or somebody be like, you know, Daniel's worth $100 million. Instead of paying taxes like me, he's paying less taxes. Well, you're worth $100 million, and yeah, I get it. You're paying less taxes because you have an accountant, and they're doing and they're living by the law and applying the different tax breaks and all that stuff that you get. But guess what? In order for you to make $100 million, you got 20,000 people working for you. But people don't think about that. Like, you can't really generate certain types of income without having a lot of people under your belt, which are also benefiting them and society. But they're the same ones down there complaining, saying, you're making $100 million, but you pay me $15, $16, $20 an hour. I should be getting more. So there goes that mentality I mentioned earlier. They think they're a partner. You know, and most people, as we know, don't even make 15, 20 something dollars an hour. That's decent money. But yet they don't feel that it's enough because they're watching your pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of times people, they'll be complaining and criticizing, but never doing anything to try to make themselves better. They'll just rather complain and feel like you shouldn't be where you at. Like, it's, you know, people believe like it's impossible. They don't think they could do it, so they don't feel like you should be able to do it. And then when you do it, they feel like you don't deserve it at the same time. But they'll never, like, it's like my son, like, they're playing soccer and he gets upset because he's not winning. I'm like, okay, you're not winning. Try harder. Don't get upset. You gotta practice harder and try harder. Don't just cry because you ain't winning. You mad at everybody else because just they're doing what they're supposed to do. You got to get out there and practice.
Yeah, man. I feel your son. I don't like losing.
I don't like losing either, but I go to the drawing board and try to come back. You know, I'm not just going to complain about it. You know, you got to put your head down and see where you made your mistakes and, you know, try to get better. I mean, he's 6. He don't really understand that, but a grown-up should, you know, be able to comprehend, you know, you see somebody got something, you got to go grind and go get yours.
Yep. And you know, it's everything pans out for everybody differently. Some things are easier for some things are more difficult for others, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible for you to accomplish it. You're absolutely right. You know, it's like CrossFit. I watch videos constantly, and I'm a decent CrossFit. You know, I'm above what they would consider like an average CrossFitter. I'm decent. I'm not great like some of the people that are great, but for the most part, I'm probably in like the top 25% of fitness people that do CrossFit, which is great. But I still sit down and I watch videos and I have coaches and I watch other people. And I also, if I see somebody doing something wrong, I say something to them. I help them out because what's the point of holding that type of knowledge? Because if you have it to teach somebody else, because it shows that you also understand what you're talking about. Someone that can teach something, for the most part, knows what they're doing, knows what they're talking about, for the most part. So you don't want to, you always want to try to improve yourself, and you're teaching them the right thing, man. Go back to the drawing board, watch some video, you know.
Yeah, that's like my kid.
You make mistakes, you lose a ball. When point guards lose a ball playing basketball, they're right back in the gym working on them handles. They're putting gloves on. They're using a heavy basketball instead of a regular basketball. You know, they may use a bigger basketball than the standard basketball they use. They're constantly working at the craft because they have the desire and the drive to improve themselves, and they don't want to repeat the errors that they've made before.
That's the name of the game.
So do you do any of those mud runs and things like that?
No, I have not, but I'm going to.
Yeah, those look fun, man. They look really
That's
fun.
a dream of mine, but my knees, I don't know if they're gonna let me be great. My knees won't let me be great no more, Vince. Too many nights of playing basketball, all that 2 a.m. basketball catches up to you, man. If I could tell
How about this, man? Next year, that gives you plenty of time.
Woo.
I've never done one, and it's something that I want to do as well. So all 3 of us can do it.
Sure, I'm down.
I'm down. I'm down. I'm definitely down. I might walk through it, but
Speaking of the knees, what can we do to strengthen our knees, man?
CMOS. CMOS works.
So you can't really strengthen your knees per se. So, but you can strengthen the muscles around it. So. Yeah. Most of the time you're thinking, oh, I'm going to do a chest workout or a back workout or whatever workout that you're targeting. Most of those are your bigger muscles because, that's what we like to see and that's what we want to have. But how about all the supportive muscles that's around that big muscle? You want to strengthen those. The 2 largest things that there's 3 things that people don't like to do. One is abdominal exercises.
Yeah, you're right.
Your core. Mm-hmm. The second is your lower back, right? Opposite of your abdominal muscles, pretty much, right? Mm-hmm. And the third thing is stretching. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes to do any of those things. Mm-hmm. But that's the core, literally, to your entire frame and body structure. Your abs, your back, and your mobility or stretching. If you have all 3 of those, it makes a world of difference in everything
crazy,
you do.
man. I remember when I used to run track, I could stretch and put my leg all the way behind my back. Not even. If I think about doing that too long, I might cry. It's just not happening.
Can we get our flexibility back, or it's just gone as we get older?
Oh no, man! You can get it back. You can get it back, man. You may not get 100% of it back, but you could definitely always improve your mobility, always. And the moment you start doing it, of course, it's going to hurt and all those other things. But over time, longevity of time. Remember, it's not a quick fix. It's not going to happen overnight. Mm-hmm. It's going to take months and years to get your mobility back to where you want, where you feel comfortable and constantly improve. But the moment you start slacking off on it, it's in reverse. It's
Yep.
If you take 3 days off, your body starts to regress. Let's put it that way.
And that's with anything like lifting weights and whatever.
Yep.
Oh,
3 days? That fast?
That's why.
Wouldn't that be muscle resting time?
That fast. I mean, if you've been lifting for years, I mean, you can go a week, 2 weeks, and you'll be fine. I mean, the moment you get back, you'll feel it. But 2-3 days, your body starts to go the opposite direction.
That's why I see no results.
It's the pain like me.
I keep taking breaks as soon as I start.
I know every time I try to do leg workout, next thing you know, my knees hurt, and I'm not working out for 2 months. Feels like.
Yeah, but you can always ride a bike. Your knees don't hurt riding a bike, right?
I don't know, man. I get that pain, like, what's that tendon there and the inside of like to the inside of the knee. I don't know, man.
See, swimming. There's another one for you.
Swimming is good, but you got to get to the beach or a pool.
Yeah.
And then, making time to do all that stuff, it's really when you're busy and you're doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this. What time you guys get up in the morning?
Around 8 o'clock.
I get up 5, 6.
Okay. What time does your your work per se, whether you work for yourself or somebody
Usually
else. Like
when I get up at that time, I'm getting ready to go to work, and I'm in the warehouse moving stuff and building pallets.
Okay.
So I'm sweating. I got a few weights in there that, yeah, but I'm like, Ron, I do it a couple of days and then they don't see me no more.
All right. How about you, man?
I usually start work whenever I wake up. I can start at 8, but I try to go around 9.
Okay.
9
What
o'clock.
time y'all normally go to bed?
Shit, it varies for me.
Yeah, it depends on how tired I am, how busy my day has been. Like if I
Okay.
got up early and then I worked all day, I might go to bed early that day, and then like me, I'm funny. Like I really don't sleep more than 8 hours. If I go to bed early, then I'm gonna be up at 3, and so it's
Okay.
like my body
So what's
not gonna
early,
it's
though?
not gonna let me sleep like 8, 7, 8. That's early. Like if I come home and
Okay.
I'm tired and I just crash, then I'll be up like 3, and then I'll be up all day because I won't be able to go back to sleep. I'll be up through the whole day the next day.
Okay. So let me say this. So everybody's different, obviously. So, but I average like 6 hours. Like a 6 hour sleep is a good night's sleep to me.
That's me too.
You know, and that's not saying that I don't need more sleep, but at 6.5 hours, my body is up. Even sometimes before that, right? So you guys normally get up. You said 5 and you said 8, right?
Yeah.
Or 5 or 6 or 8. So, and you guys go to bed. Seems like a decent hour. If you know, even if you're tired, you're dropping to sleep at 7, 8. But let's just say you go to bed at 9 o'clock on average, which, right? This sounds about right.
No, I'll be up. I'll
Oh,
be
you're
up to
up.
11. You know, sometimes I go to sleep at 12 and get up at 5, 6. It all depends on what's going on around here that'll keep me up. I don't go to sleep early unless I'm dead tired. It's usually because I was up all night the night before, and then because I'll be up like not working out, but I get up and get on my computer. I start going through stuff, looking, researching YouTube videos. And I'll be watching all kinds of stuff about business and different, and then once you get started, you get locked in, and then you can't go back to sleep. The next thing you know, it's 4 o'clock, and you lay down and you right back up. You go to sleep for 15 minutes, feel like, and you're right back up.
Yeah. Well, you gotta. I mean, as you know, man, I'm busy. I have all kind of stuff I could use, but I just make it a part of my day, a part of my priority. If I don't exercise for a few days, man, my mental is not there. Like I just have to exercise. I will stop at some point and go work out for 30 minutes or something, because it's just a part of my body and my mind. I have to have it. It's a part of my routine. So
see, I'm like that with walking. Like if I don't get my walk in during the week and I go a couple of days and I don't get that walk, I start feeling funny. And then like I'd be like, man, you got to do something. So when I get out there, I go like, I'll do like 3-4 miles walking. Okay. And that keeps me going. Like I don't really get to do the workouts per se, but just a good walk, put on my headphones, I get to walk, I get to think, I get to get some clarity. Yeah. All in one. And usually once I do that, I come back, I don't come back hungry, I don't want to eat, and then I'll just get into my day. Yeah.
So I'm not a dietitian, so I can't give anybody advice, but I do, for the most part, I do intermittent fasting, right? And I'm a big guy. I do intermittent fasting.
What's your hours?
I normally do not try to eat before 11 a.m. and I don't try to eat after 8 p.m.
So what's that? How many hours is that? 8 on?
16 hours.
16 off?
Yeah, 16 off, 18, 16 off, 8 on. So that gives me a window of about 8 hours to eat, from 11 to 7.
Do you eat what you want in that time frame, or you still eat healthy?
I try to eat healthy or healthier, but that's the window that I eat in. And you can, some people track their macros, some people track they'll set a goal of, I don't know, 200 grams of protein and 100.
Yeah, I can't do none of that.
Yeah, you can. You're just not there yet. That's all.
I do the intermittent fasting. I'm with you on that. Like, I try not to eat before 11. That's the same times I try to go for. It's at 11 o'clock time, and then try not to eat anything after 7. But that's my time. But, you know, all that counting and writing down, like, it just takes too much time. Too much time to be tracking all that stuff. Like, I'll do a quick glance, but I'm like that with anything. I'll add it. If I can't add it up in my head, I ain't gonna do it. And I'll add up. I'll just look and just put numbers together in my head. Okay, this, and I'm usually close. Like, I'm one of those guys. I go in the food store, and as I'm shopping, I'm adding up stuff, and I try to guess what the number's gonna be before it rings up.
Yeah,
I got bad. So.
All right.
And I'm usually close, and that's how I challenge. That's how I keep myself sharp. But you know,
yeah, man, it's so you're doing intermittent fasting, and it's a great thing because even if you're eating bad, which most of us still do, you know, even if we're eating good, we'll have those moments where we take a downturn. You're still giving your body 16 hours of no food, and it has to use that to supplement itself. And that alone is difficult for most people to accomplish. So, I mean, you're on the right path. My suggestion, which I like to do, as tough as it is sometimes, is where I work out in the morning time. It's the first thing I do in the morning. It's out of the way, and it makes my day go a lot better. My body's already up, my heart's already pumping, my blood's already flowing, my mind is open, and I can continue my day. And if that's the time I prefer to work out. Some people prefer to work out in the evening time. That doesn't work out for me. Work well for me. I still do it sometimes, but and I work out at nighttime, as you know, in my own garage. So if I'm up late, or I haven't exercised, or I haven't made it to the gym, or I just can't fall asleep for whatever reason, I need to try to to wear my body down so I can finally go to sleep. And, I'll come out here and I'll ride this thing here, man.
That don't keep you up, though? Like, if I work out at night, I don't go to sleep. Once I get my blood pumping, I won't be able to sleep.
Yeah, but that nighttime is most of the time you're up and your body has that energy already. So you're utilizing the energy for exercising. Mm-hmm. And now you go catch a shower, and now your body's relaxed, and it's bedtime. You lay down, I guarantee you're gonna sleep.
Okay.
You are going to sleep, man. You'll be snoring hard. Just because you're just using up the reserve energy and just getting rid of it, because that's really what's keeping you up. And sometimes you got to shut that computer down. So if you set yourself, you know what? I don't care what's going on, unless it's a real emergency at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I got to be in bed. And then get up instead of getting up at 5 like you do, if you get up at 4, you're getting your 6 hours of rest, which is pretty much what you need. And you go exercise and you start your day off. And it's going to be tough at first, but I promise you will notice a huge difference in your energy levels. You notice a huge difference in your desire to want to do certain things. You'll realize you're a lot more energetic. If you also cut out a lot of the bread that we eat, as Caribbean folks love our hard-dough bread and dumpling and all that stuff. But if you ease back off
Bahamians are the worst.
Yes, if you ease back off the carbs, as in that type of carbs, and turn it to more salad and vegetables and all that stuff, you will see a drastic difference in your energy levels and your performance levels. And you'll be like, whoa, it'll be an eye-opener.
So how long do you exercise in the morning?
Between 1 to 2 hours. So I'll go to the gym, and my warm-ups sometimes are basically a workout to get my body pumping, and then I'll stretch. because my body's warm, and you don't want to stretch cold muscles because you're just possibly going to hurt yourself. So I'll warm up on a rower, assault bike, do a few movements. Some of my work stretching I use it as a movement for exercising. And then once my body warms up, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, then I stretch. And then now I get into, okay, I'm going to lift today. Am I going to do 2 different workouts, 3 different workouts? Am I going to go back to lifting? Depending on what the plan is, what coach has going on or what I want to do. And then when it's all said and done, you stretch again, as crazy as it sounds. When it's done, you stretch again, or I do a lot of my abdominal exercises once I'm done working out. So I'll do core work for 15 minutes, core and lower back work. The same thing I was saying is, that holds it all together. So after I'm tired and everything else, then I say, okay, I'm going to do some cores. Then I'm going to do some planking, some Russian twists. I'm going to do some stuff on the rig with my legs. I'm going to do some toe touches. I'm going to, butterfly sit-ups. I'm going to do regular sit-ups. I'm going to do some mountain climbers, whatever it is. I'm going to pick two to 4 things, and I'm going to do it for 40 seconds off, 20 seconds off, or 20 seconds on, 30 seconds off, whatever. But I always try to do core exercises, the things I was saying that none of us like to do. I don't like to do it either, but I do it because I know the effects that it has and how much it benefits.
Oh, how do you get all that done? How do you manage that with the kids? Because you got what is it? How many? What's the count? 5?
Yeah.
5.
What
I got one here, and
now they range. I got a teenager all the way down to a 1-year-old.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I hit the refresh button about 4 years ago.
Nah,
I know about that button. I'm not hitting that. That button's blocked off.
Yeah,
I
got tape all over that button there. Do not press. Do not press.
So
you press it, it ain't gonna work.
So yeah, I mean, at 4 o'clock in the morning, are they awake?
No.
The baby don't be up?
No, nobody's awake at 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
No.
But people that are either at work or getting up to do something more than likely for themselves at that time in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's your time.
I don't know, man.
Nobody to bother you. It's perfect. Nobody to bother you. You're doing your own thing for yourself. Let me say this too, man, because it's important. You really want to have fitness in your life. I don't care who you are, what age you are, because it's cheaper. What it's being fit or paying for a gym membership, or everyone says CrossFit, which is what I do. Everyone's like, oh, the membership's expensive. But what's more expensive?
Medical bills.
Medical bills.
Yeah, I know the answer to that question.
The stress. Mm-hmm. That $100 and $150 a month or whatever it is that you pay, depending on the gym that you go to, that $150 is crumbs. And if you think about it, I guarantee you blow through $150 a month on who knows what.
Yes, definitely.
Food,
definitely.
Junk.
Yeah, whatever.
Clubs.
It's crap. So everybody is like, it's expensive. I'm like, everybody got $150 to spare. And if it's going to be beneficial to your health, it's a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. And it's cool. You get to meet people, and you never know. You go to the gym and you interact with almost everybody at your gym, almost anywhere you go. And some of these people most of the people that go early morning classes are business people, have their own business, millionaires, multi-millionaires. Mm-hmm. They're working out early in the morning. Why? because it's before their day gets started, and there's nothing going on at 4 in the morning for the most part, most businesses. And they can come in, they can do their exercise 5, 6 in the morning. Most of them come, and they go home, they catch a shower, and they get on their horse, and they get off. They don't have to go to the gym when they get off, right? They go home to their family, or most business people are working late. If they're the owner, most of the time they're staying after their employees are gone to wrap things up or take care of things that happen throughout the day, and then they go home. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's really the best time of the day. They say the early bird gets the worm. They ain't lying. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of
early bird gets the workout.
Say again?
Early bird gets the workout.
Yeah. The early bird gets the workout, and it's very beneficial to hospitals. Any big business realizes how that if their employees are active, they call out less to work. They're happier when they come to work, because most of the work they're doing is they can perform and do it easily because they're healthier. They're physically more active. They're stronger. So they come to work and they have a more positive attitude. Working out benefits you in so many ways. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of men, if they exercise, they probably wouldn't be as impotent.
Okay.
It's true. If you change your eating habits,
won't need them blue pills.
You may not need them blue pills. You know, you may need, instead of taking them at 30, you know, some of these people I know are in their 20s taking these things.
Damn. Wow.
You know, instead of taking it at 30 or whatever, you may be able to hold off till you're 50, 55, 60.
Oh yeah, that diet, eating right.
Yeah. Your diet plays a big role in it too, man. Dieting to me is, and I think everybody in the world would agree to this, even people that are shredded would agree to this, is dieting is the hardest thing you can, or I shouldn't say dieting, because it kind of has a wrong connotation to it.
Stigma.
Yeah, it has a wrong stigma to it.
Eating healthy. How you feel about supplements like, you know, sea moss, dandelion root, maca powder, matcha, those things? Yep. Take any of those?
Everything you just mentioned, I don't take. I just try to stay away from the heavy starches, which I still dive into them way too heavy. But I just try to eat greens, protein, and I try to avoid candy, sweets, drinks, sodas, chips, cake, like all the things that I love. I try to avoid it, and I just try to do the intermittent fasting for the most part. I still obviously eat some of the bad stuff, but I don't really take any supplements. I do branched chain of BCAAs. Okay. I take those every now and then. It's just a powder.
That's the amino powder?
Yep. So I'll take branched chain amino acids every now and then. That's the brand that I like. They have a few good flavors.
Mm-hmm. Muscle recovery.
And you can get it at Walmart. That right there is like $18, $19 at Walmart. And you get 30 servings out of it. But that's pretty much it. You know, I take fish oil every now and then. That's about all I take, man. I don't dive into.
That's good.
Anything crazy.
No herbal remedies.
So let's go back to the intermittent fasting. How does that benefit people?
Well, you're controlling your eating, right? So your body, if you don't give your body enough time to use what it has, it's just going to store it. right? So your body, I believe it takes about 12 hours to kind of use the food that you put inside your body, and then it requires more. So now you're given 4 hours of, you're not giving it anything. So it's depleting and using some of the resources that you've already put in there that it's already stored. So now it's using some of the stuff that is stored and dwindling it down. So you're not constantly storing food in your body, which, as you know, when you keep storing, you get fat.
Yeah, so that's the belly fat issue.
That helps with the belly fat issue.
Alcohol is the belly fat issue, man.
Yeah, I drink. It's rare that I drink. I couldn't tell you the last time I drank a beer. I have a bottle of liquor in my freezer right now that I've had for probably like over 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Hey, man, well, next time I come that way, we got to break that out.
So it's I drink every now and then, and it's random when I do it. I'll just mix it with something random when I drink it. So but everybody has their addiction, and you just try to control it. My addiction currently is working out, so I'll take that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But
So
yeah, man.
So what else you got going on besides the workout, man? Let's just tell us a little bit about some of the other ventures. I know we talked about Turo and other streams of income, and you into stocks or anything like that?
I still haven't done it. As you know, I'm going to do it. We did speak about Turo. That's definitely something I want to throw my hat in. I just haven't, I guess, made the time to sit down and go through the app and try to put up a post. But I haven't even had a chance to clean out my car yet. So I would have to clean out my car, empty everything out of my car. And I carry a lot of stuff in there because I have a business. So I'd have to really clean it up and then take some pictures and kind of go through the app and get it going. But I definitely, because of you, man, I definitely, like I said, I heard about it about a year and change ago before, and I thought about doing it then, but I never did. And I wish I had. And it's still something that's on my wish list because I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, it's never too late. What else you getting into?
I have my brand that I'm working on, with the wife for clothing.
Oh yeah.
But
Okay.
that's something
You guys got a name? What's the name of it? I do.
IDQ.
Oh, it's a Q. You can't see it's a Q, so I'm blocking it.
Things in the way.
Yeah. What's that stand for?
I don't quit.
Ah, okay.
I like that.
I like that.
No, appreciate it, man. It's just my motto. Vince Fit, don't quit. I don't quit. Quit, it ain't gonna help you.
Okay.
But yeah, my wife has a couple of things she has got going on, so we're working on those things. Farmers market.
Tell her she up next, man. We got to get her on the show.
Good luck. My wife's very private.
I know. I see Franska pull out the show. Let her come get some exposure, promote the brands a little bit.
Yeah, no, she has I knew nothing about skincare prior to her. It's not something you really think about unless I guess you have something going on with your skin, right? But she has her brand Body, and I've learned a lot about skincare, and it's the little things that you don't think about.
Men don't really be open to that. Those kind of, like my wife, she be trying to explain stuff to me. I be like, man, it's soap, bro. I'm just gonna bathe. That's it. You have this type skin. You have that. We don't think about that stuff, man.
No, we don't at all. You know, we don't at all. But it's just like you say, pick up a soapbox, like a regular soapbox,
Irish Spring,
or Irish Spring, or whatever, and just read it, and you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I don't even know what this is. I can't even pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all those things have a negative effect on you because it's some sort of chemical that you're putting on your body, and as we know, our skin absorbs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now going in your system, even if it's small traces, but you know, you've been showering with it for 40 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Showering with that ivory.
Irish Spring,
Or
Lever 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's an eye opener. But yeah, her if you're listening, you can check it out. It's bodybox.com, www.badebox.com, and or you could type my body on IG, MYBAD or at MYBAD, and you'll get to see some of the stuff she has going on. It's great stuff.
She sent me a little gift box. You know,
Okay.
I think I used the soap, the other lotions and stuff. You know, I'm funny, man. I don't like putting lotions and oils and stuff on me. Wife be trying to get me to put that on, but I'll bathe. I use soap. I bathe now. When it comes to lathering lotion up and lathering up,
Yep.
you know, it starts to feel a little feminine. I ain't doing it. You know, I'm starting where I need to have soft skin. Hold up, man. I'm supposed to have some callus and stuff, man. That's the way it's supposed to work here. You know, let me be rough.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man. All right, man. Anything else we can get into? Or?
That's about it, man. For fire-related stuff, or like safety stuff, I'll talk about some stuff for the house. It's basic things that I think everyone should do it, or that people don't do or don't really think about until things happen.
Before you get there, because you popped in my mind when I see that Surfside thing and I see them rescuing people. Is that something that you do? Like, is that?
It's something that I could be involved in, yeah. But I've never done that specifically. So search and rescue is what they have down there. And is it Brevard or?
It's in Dade. It's in Miami County. It's in Miami.
So, but when things like that happen, I mean, they have people from all over firefighters from all over the country come down. So down there they have, I'm sure, people from California to Louisiana to from Texas. And it looks crazy to people on TV when you see them like using the 10-gallon buckets or the 5-gallon buckets to remove the rubble and all that stuff. But they can't just come in there with a bulldozer
With a backhoe.
or start.
Not if they
lifting
want
up.
to find survivors.
Exactly. So as long and as crazy as it looks, that's the way they have to do it. And that's why they have hundreds of people slowly removing, because they're looking, obviously they want to find survivors. We all hope that's the case, that we find survivors, especially at this late in the game. But they're still looking for, you're still looking. You may
Those
find
pockets.
a finger, you may find a leg, you might find some teeth. And all these things go into evidence, and as they build evidence and talk to families and search records and have all these things to try to figure out, if someone's passed or missing or what have you, or maybe they weren't there. It's important for a majority of people to have closure. It's a very sad situation. I don't really know much about building maintenance and the laws and how that stuff goes on. But obviously, when big and traumatic things like this happen, there are going to be changes to improve rules and regulations and make sure that things are in order. more often because I didn't even know they recertify or check a building construction like every 40 years or something crazy like that.
Yeah, they're probably gonna move that time frame up.
Oh yeah, I think they're going to cut it in half, if not less.
Well, they'll probably use that as an excuse to get rid of a lot of buildings and usher in new property and push people out and build more modern stuff.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't know what else to say about that one. They're constantly trying to keep the flow of money going, and that's a part of the way they do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, some places need to go. Not saying
not manner, but some of them do need to go. Like I think they've already shut down another building that they found that has a lot of damage to it, and they're already kicking residents out because they're saying, something like that could potentially happen. After all these years, they haven't been doing what they were supposed to be doing. Not keeping these buildings up to date, but you know how that goes.
And it's tough. It's tough to stomach, man, when you see it. It's not easy to stomach what we saw repetitively. These apartment buildings that they turn into condos in like 2008 when the economy went bad. They turned around and started selling them, that people now own the condo instead of it being an apartment, which is the same thing. Mm-hmm. People over time, people are constantly changing and doing things, right? So let's just say I bought one of the condos. I'll go in there and be like, I don't like the look of it, so I'm going to rip this out, rip that out, re-drill holes in the wall, like all those things over 20, 30 years of people constantly moving and changing and pulling things out of the wall and redoing this in the wall. All those things are deteriorating the original
structure.
And at some point, something is going to go wrong, like it did, and then you have events like that happen.
Imagine everybody that has fear of elevators and high rises. You really not going in them places now. Now you look at every single building you go in kind of skeptically.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been like, I would never live on a high rise floor, never. But some people, like New York City, there's nothing but high rises, even in the lower income neighborhoods, in the projects. It's high rises. I'm talking about 50, 60 stories. It's like, I wouldn't even want to live over there. But that's because of the population and the structure of how New York is, that's what's going to be built. And if you look, Miami's the same way. Fort Lauderdale's the same way. Those cities are busting at the seams with the amount of people that live there. Babies being born. People are moving into Florida like droves. Mm-hmm. People are moving into Texas in droves.
Yeah.
Texas has a lot more room than we do here in Florida, but you can't go wide every single time, and you can't go wide every single time. There's only one way to go up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what's going to happen, man. And that's what's going to happen, man.
Yeah.
In China, I seen this. They have this building. I want to say the building's like a residential building, not like a commercial structure like the Twin Towers. It's like they have the building up to like 450 feet or
stories.
Yeah, it's like not stories. they have Bronto, which is what we call a truck that has stairs. Basically, it's a truck of stairs that has to be able to reach the top of the highest building within the city in China, or residential. And this Bronto is like, it goes up 450 feet in the air. Just imagine how tiny that ladder is up there if you had to climb down.
Oh, man.
Who do you think going to climb down 450?
Don't look down.
I'm not. You know? Just imagine the wind. That thing's going to be like this.
Oh, man. Terrifying, man.
And realistically, people aren't going to be, if it's that type of an emergency, you think people are going to be taking their time and waiting for one person to get to a certain way down?
Nah, they gonna be pushing,
jumping on that ladder.
Oh yeah, and that thing's gonna collapse.
Well, it's really been like that since the beginning of time, man. When you look at them videos of people trekking around those mountain paths, that's like, it looks like it's only 2 foot wide, and they going all the way up, and you looking like, how the hell they do that? Nah. So people, especially in those countries, they used to living in those kind of crazy elements at the peak of mountains and going up cliffs, and you see those car things going that can't even get off the side of the road, or it looks like it's just gonna tumble over, and it's like, how do they do that? But I guess when you're born into it, you be used to it, and it's just normal for you. So
yep, that's exactly what it is, man.
So what can you tell us about some fire safety for the homeowners, man? Give us some tips, some do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts. Make sure you have smoke detectors. As annoying as they are, when you don't change the batteries, you hear that tick.
And I got all my batteries out. I got to change them.
Carbon monoxide alarms as well. Kind of have if you have children.
Is that something separate from a smoke detector, or is it built into it? Is that a one device?
Some are dual, some have single purpose. You have to look at what you have.
Okay.
But you only use that if you have a gas stove?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, huh?
You can have an electrical fire, right? So it doesn't matter. You can have your neighbor park his car and forget to shut his car off right outside your window.
Oh.
And carbon monoxide, before you realize, you're done.
Okay.
So you want to make sure you have smoke detectors, carbon.
Some people don't even have fire extinguishers in the house, man.
Yeah, fire extinguishers. You do a lot of cooking. There's different classes: A, B, C, D, K. For certain things. Electrical. They have fire extinguishers for electrical situations as well. But if you have like a neighbor that you really get along with, that you trust, you can have a meet point. Like if your house is on fire and you tell your child gets out, say, hey, look, if this happens, we're going to meet at such and such's house, which is right across the street, somewhere close, and that they know that that's where we're all going to go. Teach your children not to hide in closets, under beds, if fires occurred in their room. Stay low, because smoke rises, and before it banks all the way down, you'll have a more clear path to see low to where you're going if you have that type of visibility.
Should people invest in gas masks?
You could, but most of the time, if we're talking about an emergency, most of the time, I'm thinking when you're sleeping, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're sleeping, or that's most of the time when things like a big fire happens, unless something happens when you're cooking or you lose control, or some people forget to turn the stove off when they leave the house, or people that smoke, their cigarette drops in the bed, and the bed sets on fire, and then it runs up the walls, and all the materials nowadays that they have on all the products, all the different petroleums and stuff they use in plastics, these things light off fast. it travels quickly, and you can be overcome very easily before you know it. So, like at nighttime, when you go to bed, you want to make sure all the doors are closed, the bedroom doors. Because if you have the bedroom doors closed, let's say one of the bedroom catches on fire, or even if it's a kitchen or something in the main area, that door to your room is going to give you a lot more time for you to be able to escape out of a window, you know, and get to safety. So like kids sleep with the bedroom doors closed. I close all the doors. That's something people don't think about. So as crazy as it sounds, and there's people like, no, I want to be able to hear my child, but if your child's sleeping in his own room, it should be fine by that point anyway. You just have to instill confidence in them to make certain actions if certain things happen. And most people have house alarms in their home as well. So even if your child is the type to sneak out or something and they're teenagers, once they open that window, they could trigger the alarm. And you can always set your alarm up to have 2 different times and put a timer on your alarm. And, you know, from 11 to 6 in the morning, if they think they know the code, they don't know the code, if you feel that way about your family. But, yeah, sleep with the doors closed, get alarms, talk about a meet point. If something disastrous were to happen at your home, so that way you guys all get out safely and you can be accounted for. And those are the main things I would say to have a discussion with your family and planned out. And emergency contacts, all those things. If you have a child that's like on a lot of medicine, if you call 911, if you know, a child that's very sickly, have like a list typed out of all your medications, so that if you were to call 911, FD comes, you can just say, here's a list of all the medications, this is what they're allergic to, and they can just read, okay, perfect, thank you. And they can keep that copy. You keep a laminated copy on the wall for that they can't take, but it's always there, so it's a visual and it's easy access to, and you always know what it is, or the fire department or EMS comes to your home. But if you want them to take it with you, you could just have like copies, like just hand it to them. Here you go, this is what's going on.
So like these new construction homes, do they make anything like this fire retardant, like with the drywall or anything like that, or it all catches a flame easy?
No, they all have to, each local government, building construction, code enforcement within each city or each jurisdiction, whether city, county, or state, depending on where you're building, they have the requirements of that need to be met. Like in Miami, the wind resistance stuff, which was huge. When Hurricane Andrew, I think, is what after that they made all those changes. Like everybody else said, hurricane-proof windows and all that stuff. So they make changes when things happen, and these things have to pass those codes because they come out and inspect every single home as they're being built. So like you said, a lot of the places, like the buildings where people are being put out because they're saying, oh, this has this, and this issue. So they will make certain places have to make changes. So they're constantly trying to keep up with everybody. But I mean, as we all know, there's thousands of buildings, thousands of different things going on. So they can't keep up with everything. It's impossible. They don't have enough bodies to constantly keep up with everything. But when businesses or buildings are exchanged and before they can open up for business, whether it's residential or commercial or what have you, code enforcement may come and be like, well, you're the new owner, and now that you're the new owner, you bought it in 2021, these are the requirements for us in order for you to open up for business or have residents come into this home. So that's how they keep up with, that's how they help to keep up with keeping everybody up to date with codes, or if you have a fire and you have to rebuild things, then obviously now they're going to be there, and now whatever the upgraded yearly is, that's what they're going to have to do.
Cool. You got any tips for things outside the house, like around the yard, and shouldn't do, do's and don'ts? Storing stuff in sheds and any of that.
Yeah, if you have a lot of chemicals, if you can store them separately within a container, like if you have a shed, you can have a container separate, or you put your gas and things that are flammable or corrosive or have something going on. It's also a safety thing for your children as well. You can put a lock on it. More than likely, nothing's going to happen to it, but you're just trying to secure it within itself, just for extra safety. Don't put your hand in the lawnmower while it's spinning.
Hey, if they want to do that, then hey, just let me videotape it.
I've read a few calls like that.
Oh man, wow.
No,
Yeah,
man, people actually try to do that. Wow.
No. They think they're going to reach in there and do something quick because it's holding up progress. That's don't do it.
Wow, that's
Oh,
ridiculous.
man. That make me cringe right now just thinking about that, man. Did we check our Mixcloud to see if we had any thing on here? Where are we? What is this? What am I looking at, Rondo? I don't know.
Looking at what they see.
Aha. Oh, we were getting questions and
Oh, okay.
let's see.
What they got?
Well, Killy wants to do the mud run. If we ever do that, says he's down. And
Okay.
Best skin. Oh, that's Frankie giving the wife some promotion there. Best skincare products ever. Bodybox.com. She's popping in there. Shout out to Frankie, one of our most loyal.
Yes, needs to give it a round of applause.
We appreciate it.
Also, our director of personnel. She curates a lot of guests for us. Shout out Frankie wherever you at.
What's up, Frankie?
Uh-oh. We're not seeing Vince. There we go. Trying to maneuver these screens. I think I need a third monitor, but hey, we'll figure it out.
Good third monitor.
We'll figure it out. All right, Vince. Let's see when can we get IDQ merchandise?
Yes. When is your clothing line going to be available?
When and where can we get it? Some promo gear, some free promo gear.
It's still in the works.
Extra large.
Still in the works. It's one of those things that I want to do, and I have a few items, but it's not really ready. We want to just put something out just to put it out. We want to put some thought and a process behind it and get it going. Once we feel that it's time to kind of push forward with it, then we'll do so. But I just didn't want to we just didn't want to just start something without having a real plan and some action behind it, be able to sustain it. I don't want to start something and not be able to sustain it.
Makes sense.
True.
But
you looking to do in-store, like brick and mortar products, or online, like print on demand type?
more so online. I'm not really trying to get into brick and mortar, because then you start to run into more logistics, and the future realistically is online.
Printify. I like Printify. Look that up. Printify or print on demand. Both of those. You can integrate those into your website if she already has the site up. Those apps you can easily integrate and just create a page and put your designs on there, and when they buy it, it'll print itself out, so you don't have to touch anything. Just upload. Printify has a lot of a big selection too.
That's something we thought about as well. It's still in the works, man. A lot of things you have to. It's a give to get relationship. So depending on what you're willing to give, to get what you're looking for, depending on how you want to go about structuring the business. But I mean, a lot of people are doing that now. It may end up being that's the way that we go, to be honest. We'll see.
Yeah, there's always options, man. And it starts with an idea. And then you just, figure out what works best. Especially when you have multiple things going on. So you want to find out what's going to be the easiest to integrate into what you're doing without having to upset what you're already doing.
Yeah.
So. Shout out to Dave Jordan. You late, brother. So, where we at? We at almost 11:45, Ron.
Oh, snap.
All right, Vince, I think we're going to wrap it up, man, so we can get a little bit of music in before it's too late. And, I think we have some IG problems. Follow the link, mixcloud.com/bricklayers. IG, I don't know why you're not having no sound on there, what's happening there. But, yeah, brother, so we're going to wrap it up. Once again, want to thank you for blessing us with a little bit of your time and sharing some information, some insights into what's going on here. So, so is Vince Fit the brand?
Vince Fit, don't quit. That's just
That's the mantra.
Yeah, it's just a mantra. I don't quit is the lifestyle, the mentality.
That's what's up.
With everything, not just fitness. With everything.
Do you plan on starting your own CrossFit gym?
No, man. I have too many children. I don't have time.
Hey, well, they're gonna make good employees, so make it a family business.
Yeah, at some point, I'd like to be able to put a lot more effort into, as they get older, they're gonna want to do a lot of things. And like I said, there's a lot of them. So, in order to help them,
you like Nick Cannon out here, huh?
Say again?
I say you like Nick Cannon out here, huh? Just breathing.
Yeah. Without the money and the connections that he has. Yeah. That's all right. They said everybody knows each other. They're just 5 steps away or 5 people away.
Yeah,
that's how it is, man. It's all good.
Yeah, no, man. You guys have a great show. I appreciate your hospitality. Thanks for having me on. And
thank you.
We'll do it again.
All right, my brother. Give you a round of applause. Big hand clap. Like I say, man, this is what we trying to do. Promote each other. Big up each other. Give everybody their roses, their props. Put the word out. Help each other grow. So if you want to give them the IG links one more time and so they can find you and follow you on IG and whatever you're doing, brother.
Yeah, it's Vince Fit Don't Quit at VINCEFITDONTQUIT. That's where I'm hanging out. You can see some of my craziness.
Yeah, go check him out. You'll see some interesting videos. You gotta get back to the word of the day, the workout of the day, so we can follow.
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a crazy one, man. So I'll put it up in the stories tomorrow. What the workout is. It's probably gonna take about an hour.
Okay.
All right.
I need a simplified version. I'm gonna have to get a modified version on that one, man. So, all right, my brother. Once again, I want to say thank you for blessing us, man. Another round of applause. It's the Here Goes Nothing Friday Night live stream, and we were here kicking it with Vince from @Vince Don't Quit. And Rondo, you gonna bless us with some music as we go out?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we gonna do that. And thanks again, Vince, man.
Of course,
definitely.
man. Anytime, y'all be good.
That's what's up. Peace out, brother. What we got, Mr. Do? You gonna hit some music?
I gotta say, what's up to Achille DJ Dave Jordan. And yeah, I don't remember you trying to give us some merch, but you know, we all for it.
Who tried to give us merch? Who said that? Dave?
Yeah. Big shouts to my cousin Tiffy. As usual, thank you for being another loyal listener. Anon, big shouts to you. Was it Aussie? She was on there?
I think that's Osler.
Yeah. Oh, Osler. Oh, okay. What's up, Osler?
I think that's who that was.
Think?
I'm not sure. I'm just speculating. It sound like that. Gotta ask Frankie. Frankie! Anyway, it's Friday night, man. You know, it was a long week. We were dragging. Shout out to everybody that checked in on Instagram Live. I see you, Hookapool. Strategy Sessions, I see you. Shout out. I think that's all we had on there. But do remember, every Friday at 10 p.m., and we're not taking the weekend off for special reasons. You can find us here on Mixcloud. And go ahead and download that app, Mixcloud. And you can follow us and get alerts when we're having a show. And you get a better experience when you see it live on Mixcloud. And probably during the week, you'll see a video pop up on YouTube at bricklayers.com. And you can recap and go back and check in some of your favorite moments. Also want to shout out my dog right here, Boom Bap Mondays. Check that out. That'll be on Mixcloud, where you get what? Pure hip-hop?
Yeah.
Pure neck snapping, backpacking.
Hip-hop. No, it's not backpacking, it's hip-hop.
We'll do slam dance hip-hop.
Hip-hop.
Slam dancing. All right, man. Bring it in, man. I'm waiting on you. Kick it.